And this is what makes this defense so crazy is you're going to get pressure unblocked off of both sides of the edge as these linebackers just come flying in for an instant sack. You're going to get edge pressure from both sides. You get it from the left side and the right side, which is why you're going to want to make sure you have your fastest players in these spots. Run or pass. This time we get it right down the pipe here, right down the A gap. As you can see, he just gets right through as we're just getting relentless pressure on both the quarterback and the running back with his defense. If you guys are looking for fast, cheap, reliable coins for your college football 25 team, check out my coin sponsors at MMOXP and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 5% off your order. Link in the description below. The champ is here! Welcome back, Money Team. This is Madden Money Shot, stepping up the college cheese as always. In today's video, I got a breakdown of a brand new defense for you guys that I actually put out in gameplay about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago out of Baylor's defensive playbook, although this isn't just about like every ebook that I put out because it's a really common formation in the 3-4 odd. I'm going to show you guys how to run this defense, and then I'm actually going to connect the gameplay that I put out at the end of this video. So instead of giving you a link to a new video, if you guys want to see this in gameplay live and direct how it works, I will have that at the end of this video or about halfway through this video, as I'll have it time stamped. So I'm going to show you guys quickly how to run this, then I'm going to show you guys gameplay. But if you guys want to see more videos like this, as always, this is something I'm trying to do instead of having these videos separately like I typically do. I'm trying to put them together. If you guys want to see that, make sure to be a subscriber, hit the like button, and let me know in the comment section if you guys want to see me continue to connect these videos. Other than that, if you guys need more help, more money plays, like I said, this is a very common defense when it comes to all my ebooks, and you can download them instantly by clicking links in the description or the top pinned comment. Now, the reason that I'm choosing Baylor as I go over this in the gameplay a little bit is because of the depth chart of this team. I don't really like their offense at all. Their offense is pretty terrible, but they have a ton of speed when it comes to linebackers and guys in the front seven. So typically when it comes to speed, like I said, if you really want speed at the outside guys, I typically user Evans, but we're going to switch that up for today's video because I actually think I would rather have that speed coming off the edge. So we're just going to make sure that we have White here, who's an 89 speed linebacker, which is pretty rare on one side, and on the other outside linebacker spot, we're going to have that 90 speed demon, as these guys here are just going to be typically coming off the edge free 9 times out of 10. So I also need a good speed backup inside linebacker, but I'm not going to touch these top 2 guys because they're going to be my outside edge rushers. So basically, you just want speed all across the front 7, and this is one of the best teams to do that with. So we're going to put these outside linebackers who both have plus 80 speed on the defensive line, and now all of our edge guys are super fast. Although, like I said, you also get speed a lot of times from the inside linebacker spot. So I got to find somebody a little bit faster than 80 speed here, whoever I got left. I think the fastest guy might be, acceleration matters too. So this guy here's got an 89 Excel. He might be one of the better options, as he does have, he's a freshman now, so I'm not going to put him in there. But either way, I don't necessarily have the 4th guy that I want, but we'll go ahead and we'll go with this 82 speed guy because he might be getting in 9 times out of 10 as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll stick with that. In the secondary, I'm not really going to mess with that too much, although they have to do pretty good secondary. This whole team is really built around his defense. Now, as far as the plays, the play that I like to use the most is definitely the cover 3 match, but I also like to mix in the cover 4 quarters from time to time and the cover 6. These are probably going to be my 2 favorite are going to be cover 6 and cover 3 match, which are actually right next to each other. But I use cover 3 match the most. You can see, I mean, that's a pretty good average for a video game. In real life, averaging 6.9 yards would not be great, but in this game, it's really good. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick that. But before I do, I'm going to show you guys, I don't typically mess with my zone drops unless my opponent starts using things like, if he shows me that he knows how to beat matching coverage, then I'll change my zone drops. I'll change this to 5, and I'll change this to 25. That's typically how I run it. But until then, as I forgot to take it off, until then, I just leave it alone. This is pretty much the look. I'm not going to touch anything. We'll leave it default because I like matching coverage. So let's go and let's pick that play. We're going to flip the play in the huddle, though. Just because I'm pretty sure that that's how the offense is going to play out. But ultimately, when you run this, you're always going to want to make sure, and I'm going to choose random here, as I don't really care what the results of the play are because you're going to see gameplay anyway. But you always want to do one of 2 things. If you're going to blitz, all you really have to do is blitz all linebackers, D-pad to the right and down. And you'll notice how it takes away all your zone coverages. I'm going to be one of these zone coverage guys. I'm going to be a guy here. I'm going to drop back on the tight end. So that's going to be my responsibility. The running back's going to kind of be left on an island here, which is not great. But you want to make sure that if you're going to be blitzing, you want to have this one remaining seam flat on the receiver side, because he's going to match 9 times out of 10 with this guy anyway. So you're going to want to make sure that he's on that side. You're going to make sure you have at least 2 coverage defenders on that side, because I'm the second coverage defender on this side with this cornerback. Now, as far as the setup goes, you also want to spread the defensive line and spread the linebackers. That's pretty much it. Then you want to hover this guy here to make sure that you get this check mark above your head. You got these 2 little blue dots letting you know that the linemen are targeting you. And this is going to be how you get a lot of your pressure 9 times out of 10 from a lot of different guys. Now, if I expect a run play, I actually want to flip that the other way, because in this scenario, you know, I don't always have to blitz. That's the thing. A lot of times I'm not actually going to blitz. I don't know. I moved this guy. That's why he didn't drop back. But I'm not always going to blitz is the thing. A lot of times I want to make it look like I'm blitzing. I'll still spread my line and linebackers and make it look like I'm blitzing. But if I have this set up like this with this extra blitzer coming in the direction where the running back is most likely to take the handoff, it's going to be my best thing for run defense. So like I said, it really depends on what you expect your opponent to be doing. As we actually have, you know, this is really the only issue. And I think I might have moved this guy too. But we'll go on and run this one time because, like I said, it really doesn't matter considering I'm going to show you guys this in gameplay pretty much the exact same way. And you can see how there's just pressure coming in off the edge all over the place. So let's go and let's watch, as I don't know what happened there. We'll watch the replay real quick to see what happened as far as that's concerned. This was not the blitz, remember? At least I don't think I did. Yeah, I didn't blitz here, did I? I don't even remember. But ultimately, you can see how there's guys coming off both sides of the edge free. That's really the idea when it comes to this defense, is you're going to get edge pressure from both sides. You get it from the left side and the right side, which is why you're going to want to make sure you have your fastest players in these spots. And that's going to work with more than just cover 3. Like I said, I prefer cover 3, but you could also do the exact same thing with cover 6. I just find that you don't necessarily get the same amount of coverage. So let's go and let's pick that. We'll continue to go random play on offense. I don't really care what I look at here. As like I said, it's going to be the same thing. You want to flip. If I think it's going to be a run play, I want to flip it to make sure that I have this guy in the same direction. And I might actually want to do that. This might actually be a better play when it comes to just running this blitz in general. As you can see here, we still have the same 4 guys in coverage, 5 if you include me. But that's what I mean. Like with this look, it's not necessarily the same because I don't have the weak side guy like I might want to. In this scenario, it's probably better to use this guy here, which isn't really how I want to run the blitz. But we'll go ahead and run it like this one time because, like I said, I got to drop back on that receiver now, as we do have, you know, the pressure is relentless. As you can see on any given run play, you're going to get that look. We'll go and go to the replay one more time. As you can see, run or pass. This time we get it right down the pipe here, right down the A gap. As you can see, he just gets right through, as we're just getting relentless pressure on both the quarterback and the running back with his defense. I also run this a lot when it comes to shotgun looks like this. Now, it's not best when you have a look like this where they're spreading you, because obviously if I blitz all linebackers, they're all over the place. So this is something that, once again, this is why I prefer cover 3, even though this is cover 3 sky. You can see how it immediately changes to the point where I don't have to worry about that. I don't have a bunch of guys pulled out and stretched out, even though the defense or the offense is spreading me. It's a spread look. It's not having that same effect with the cover 3. So this is just another reason why I prefer cover 3. We'll go ahead and we'll hit that blitz one more time because you guys, I'm sure you don't care what the regular coverage looks like. So like I said, this look here, I want to make sure that if I'm doing this, that I have this other guy on the right side, because I got to drop back on that tight end one way or the other. This is not ideal, by the way, and I don't have to use her, that linebacker. I can use her, this guy. I can bring this guy in, just got to get those blue check marks popping up above my head, and I still have an opportunity to drop back on the tight end. As you can see there, I almost jumped it, and I don't know what happened there. I don't know if I affected the play or what, but it actually did have somewhat of an effect on the receiver. So like I said, if you're going to do this, if you're going to run this blitz, cover 6, I would say I typically use for just the actual, you know, not actually for the blitz as much as for the coverage. Like if I'm going to run coverage, I'll run cover 6, but I typically don't run the blitz out of cover 6 very much. As you can see here, once again, this is a favorable look. 2 receivers on the left side, so I got the curl flat man matching that. And then I also have the ability to just drop back on this tight end. This is a favorable look for the cover 3, even though this is not cover 3 matches. You can see here once again, the offense, the computer offense ain't getting nothing. And this is a much better team. This is the national champion Ohio State team on Heisman level. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna end the practice mode. We're gonna go right into the gameplay if you guys wanna check that out. In today's video, we got a guy that was trash talking right out the gate.
Fuck Waco, Texas. Up in yo ninja, I'm about to be up in yo ass.
And I can't tell if he was trying to have fun or if he was trying to intimidate me, since he literally has one of the highest rated teams in the game with a 15-point higher overall, a 20-point higher overall offense, and an almost 15 higher overall defense.
This game's gonna be over by halftime.
But I do know that he was an absolute clown.
Fuck you. Yeah, that's right. You don't want that shit.
And I thought this guy was going to be cool and let me make my substitution since he has such a huge advantage.
Do what you need to do. Change everything you need to change.
He says as he literally hits resume, giving me 30 seconds to make substitutions to my entire team.
It's gonna be a long game.
And then he literally starts to trash talk me while I only have 30 seconds to make adjustments to my roster.
I don't know his name. Up in yo ninja. Game's gonna be over by halftime. About to be up in yo ass. Stop that shit. It's gonna be a long game.
So I was a little bit extra motivated to win this game, but the only reason I chose Baylor was because I liked their defense, and I didn't even really plan or lab an offense going into the game. So I just started off with a random bunch of plays.
Sorry ass.
And I don't usually run bunch stuff, but since I don't know this playbook, I did see a couple of things from my Alabama offensive ebook that I also put out in some unstoppable play videos in this RPO play here and the dig return. So I decided to run this offense for this video. So if you guys want to see more about some of these plays, I will have links on screen at the end of the video, so stick around for that.
Stop that shit.
As I get into 3rd and 1 and call the dig return, as pretty much every one of these routes in the bunch will get open, and we take the flat route just to get the first.
It's covered.
And I get into field goal territory right away before he shuts down my run, and I get a bad throw and a comeback route, forcing me into a 3rd and 10 where I throw an interception. Damn it! But luckily he ran into one of my receivers downfield in coverage. Give me a fresh set of downs in almost red zone territories. I go back to my dink and dunk style RPO plays, as pretty much everything I'm doing is short passes and catch and runs after the fact, as we get right down to the goal line and punch it in to take a lead. Fuck you! And this loudmouth got quiet really quickly. And when I say this guy was a clown, I meant it, because only a clown would do something like this.
You fucking retarded or something? That ain't fucking right.
Now we're up 2 possessions and we get the ball back. Then back on offense, we go to our 2-play scheme, which is basically just 2 of the harder to stop plays, with this RPO being 1 as we run on the ground for about 8 yards on the next play. Before we go back to the dig return on the next play, as pretty much every route here gets open against every type of defense. The flat beats zone, the in route beats man, and the zig route beats both. As we hit this route and we're off to the races for a 1-play touchdown.
He could go all the way.
I decided to go for 2 with the exact same play to go up 3 possessions. Oops. I was really trying to guarantee victory against this guy, but I'm just going to have to settle for 2. And since he didn't hit his head on the goalpost during the kickoff, I finally get to show you guys my defense, which for today's video is going to be the 3-4 odd. Literally the reason that I chose this team, because they have some of the fastest linebackers in the entire game, and the depth is unmatched by any other team in the game as well. As I typically take the fastest linebackers and put them at outside linebacker, like this 87 speed Dilworth, who's going to be my right outside linebacker. And at my left outside linebacker, I also put White, who's got an 89 speed. There's also a 90 speed middle linebacker named Evans, but I typically save him as my usual middle linebacker. And then at the 2 defensive end spots, I put 2 of the fastest linebackers that are also the highest rated that are left, in Thomas, who's got an 84 speed, and Linton on the other side, who's got an 81 speed. Give me one of the fastest front 7s to run this package from in the entire game. And my opponent's going to come out mostly in shotgun packages this entire game, but it's not going to matter because I have so much speed up front. A few different plays here that I like to run, but my favorite coverages are going to be cover 6 for pass defense, and if I'm going to blitz, I want to use the cover 3 match, which is going to be one of the better coverages, but it's also going to be the best play to blitz from. On the first play for run defense, you just want to make sure that you always have this blitzing outside middle linebacker on the opposite side of the field of the running back, and that's because if you're going against a shotgun look like this, if he's going to run the ball, the running back has to come in that direction.
Surprise, motherfucker!
As he does on the very next play, and the blitzing outside linebacker gets him immediately for a 2-yard loss. Now for pass defense, you still want that blitzing outside middle linebacker to be in the same direction opposite the running back, because it's going to help with the blitz as well, but you can really get pressure from anywhere. Now I'm going to send a blitz on the next play, but sometimes I'll just run coverage, but regardless of whether I'm running coverage or not, I'll always spread the defensive line and the linebackers by hitting D-pad to the left and up, and then D-pad to the right and up, so the blitz and the coverage base look exactly the same and my opponent can never tell which one I'm doing. If I want to blitz though, all I have to do is blitz all linebackers, which is D-pad to the right and down the right stick. And then I want to bring my user middle linebacker over the guard here so I have my best opportunity to pull one of these linemen, allowing either the edge defenders or sometimes even this middle linebacker to come right through the A-gap. Also want to make sure that you flip this play so that this seam flat here is on the side of the field that has the most receivers, as it's going to be my job to drop back on the tight end, but this seam flat here will match this slot receiver 9 times out of 10 no matter what pattern he runs, so it's always important to have him on the side of the field that you're not. And on the very next play, he runs something with too long of a play action, and we get an instant sack, dropping it back to 3rd and 19. And if we watch the replay in slow-mo, you can see how the pressure comes from the outside and right up the middle, which is pretty typical of this defense. On 3rd and long, I'm going to play coverage, but I always have the option of putting this outside linebacker who's on a blitz into a QB spy or a hard flat if I want to do that, as on the next play he runs with the quarterback, and a QB spy in that scenario would have been key. He almost gets the first down and keeps his drive alive with a 4th and 1. On 4th and 1, I'm pretty sure that he's going to run the ball, so I send that blitz one more time, and he runs a mesh double drags concept to get the first down. He does run the ball on the next 2 plays, but he doesn't get very far as I have my defense set up the right way, and you can see how he gets about 4 yards on the first run before we absolutely shut him down the next run, and I don't know how he didn't get tackled immediately, but he falls forward there for 1 yard to get the 3rd and 5 before I decide to send the blitz, and he tries that mesh double drags crosser once again, so I just cover the receiver that he hit last time to force a 4th and 2 that he couldn't wait to get into as he calls a hurry up, and I'm going to make a new adjustment where I'm basically going to put these guys on hard flats to defend those 2 yards by hitting Y or triangle and down the right stick to play underneath, as well as give me some coverage just in case he tries to roll out with the quarterback, which is exactly what he does. So we just push in the right stick, cover the receiver in the area, and he has no choice but to loft it downfield for the game winner, as my opponent was right.
Game's gonna be over by halftime.
It sure was, just not the way that he was expecting it to be.
See ya.
So I'm going to end the video there. If you guys want to see more videos about the offense and defense that I was using in today's gameplay, that pop up on screen. So just click the links, and until next time, thanks for watching, man. My shit out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.